Okay, guys, let's finish the information from this part of section 7.3. And we were in this problem where we were trying to find the equation of the tangent line. All right, we have already found the gradient. We found that to be 12. All right, we already had x sub 1. So what we need is y sub 1. So I'm going to take the x value of -2 and I'm going to substitute it into this equation to find the y value that goes with it. So if I want to, I can use notation like y of -2. Take -2 and substitute it in for x. -2 to the third, -8 plus 3 is -5. So there is my y sub 1 value. Okay, so now I'll substitute into that formula. So y minus y sub 1, which is the -5 I just found, equals m, which is the gradient at the point -2, which we found already, x minus -2, which is the x value that you are given. All right, be careful in these places to use both the minus and the negative. Sometimes people accidentally drop one of those, so make sure you use both of those. And the directions here say to use gradient intercept form, so I need to get y by itself. Minus a negative is plus positive. And over here, I'm going to distribute the 12, so 12x plus 24. All right, subtracting 5 from both sides, y equals 12x plus 19. Okay, so that is the equation of the tangent line to this particular curve at the point where x equals -2. Okay, so let's ask our calculator for some help on that. If you look, I already have that in my y equals screen. So I'm going to graph it. And then I'm going to go to the draw screen right here. I have these instructions on another page. We go to the draw screen. So second program to get to the draw screen. Go down to number 5, which is tangent, and hit enter. And the x value that you want to give it is the -2 that's here. Notice it doesn't actually ask you for that. You just have to know to do it. So hit -2 and hit enter. It drew the tangent line for me, right? You can see it right there touching the curve at that one point. And here's the equation that it gave us, 12x plus 19, which is what we see here, 12x plus 19. So those, again, you have to remember to drop all these numbers after the decimal because the process that the calculator is using creates all those things which are not really there. All right, let's do one more. Okay, so I'm going to skip this page with the instructions for the yellow calculator. Those of you guys who have those already have them written down, and you can do those. For the rest of us, we're going to focus on these. So I'm going to go to the y equals screen of my calculator and clear out what's there. I'm also going to go back to the draw screen, second draw, and I'm going to clear draw that number 1 there and hit enter. And then I'll make sure that everything is back to the way it was before. All right, so I'm going to go to my y equals screen, and I'm going to put this. So I'm going to have to do this a little bit differently than we would on the yellow calculators. I'm going to need to be careful with my notation. 3x squared plus 4x minus 5. I'm going to close my parentheses and then divided by x. So putting that x down there in the denominator. All right, remember it says to go to the home screen, so second quit. Go to the math screen. Click down to number 8. Enter, and now I'm going to use those same series of button punches to get to this. So y sub 1, I remember that's on my var screen. Y vars, it is a function, and that function is y1. And then I remember to put the comma. My variable that I'm working with right here is x, comma, and then the x value that has given me is 3, close parentheses, and hit enter. Okay, now this time it makes sense that we would get a decimal answer because my original one was written as a fraction. So I'm not going to pull off the integer like I did on the last one. On this one, I'm going to say that that is equal to 3.56, remembering to round to 3 sig figs. So the 5 right here rounds that 5 up to a 6. So 3.56 is going to be the gradient of the tangent line to this particular curve at the point where x equals 3. Okay, so what if I want to do that on my calculator? So I have the instructions written out here so you can follow them. Copy them down in your notebook. In fact, pause the video right here and copy those down in your notebook and then start the video over again. Okay, so I'm going to clear out what I have there for y sub 1. That was not a wise idea. I forgot I had already typed it in there. Okay, don't do that part. 3x squared plus 4x minus 5. Fortunately, an easy mistake to fix. There we go. Okay, hit graph. Okay, so there's my curve that I have right there. All right, now I'm going to go to second program to get to that yellow draw screen. Go down to number 5, which is tangent, and hit enter. And this time the value that I want to give it is 3. So just type 3 and hit enter. All right, so there's your answer. The equation of the tangent line to this particular curve at this particular point, 3.56x plus 0.667. Okay, so let's write that down. Y equals 3.56x plus 0.667. All right, so I'm just copying that right off the screen. And again, it makes sense that I would have decimals here or fractions if I wanted them because my original one was written that way. So this is something that you can use either to check yourself, or if it's a paper 1 question, you can use this to do the work. I would never use this process on a paper 2 question except to check my work, because remember, on a paper 2 question, you have to show all your work. So this is great for checking, but not great for actually doing the problem. Okay, so that takes care of everything from section 7.3 about tangent lines. Remember, we're going to do normal lines tomorrow. So on your homework, you can now do everything that pertains to the tangent line, but don't worry about the normal line problems because we'll get to those tomorrow.